Many YouTubers are making movies about how exciting their lives are, which shows us what it's like to live every day to the fullest. During our conversation today, we'll talk about the Crockers, a popular family that has won the hearts of many. The Crocker family is a good example of how important it can be to live a simple life. This family wants to share the joys of their simple life with people worldwide because they love it so much. People who watch the Crockers often probably already know that Jason and Danielle run their YouTube channel. This fun-loving group lives on a peaceful ranch in northeastern Oklahoma, away from the main power grid. They are set on making their own rules and living their lives as they want. They could have easily made a home in a busy city, but chose to live close to nature instead. Their simple but deep off-grid and farming lifestyle makes them stand out from the other YouTubers who work in the same field. At the heart of what they say are honesty, sincerity, the value of being simple, and the peace that can come from being simple. People often paint a pretty picture of living off the grid, but Jason and Danielle show a more realistic side by focusing on both the pros and cons of this way of life. Their journey is full of hard work, and it's all about building a life that's truly connected to their ranch and the animals they love there. But Jason's life wasn't always as good as it seems now. Before his story with Danielle began, he married Jelena Darcel, who was in the movie Leave Her Wild. Jason was honest about how hard it was for him when they were apart, even though they get along well now. The life and work of Jason Crocker show what it means to be hopeful and enthusiastic. He has shown how strong-willed he is by talking freely about his hard past, in which he lost everything from relationships to people he cared about. He thinks that how life goes is unclear, but how we react to it is what makes our fate. He knows this from his own experience. He and Danielle used this rule to guide a simple piece of land into a successful business they had to build from the ground up. They recently expanded their plans by buying a 60-acre property and building a tiny house that doesn't use power. They are optimistic about the future and want to have a good life. You might be interested in the news that their tiny house is built on top of an oil field. Even though it could have been a good way to make money, they had to think about selling the land because this discovery caused many issues. Jason is very good at taking care of places and hikes to do things himself. He's always working on things that will make life better. They raise their cows, chickens, goats, and pigs as part of their goal to be self-sufficient. Some fruits and vegetables they grow are watermelon, cantaloupe, bell peppers, and cucumbers. On the other hand, it can be challenging to live without power. They have had to deal with natural events like the terrible Oklahoma storm, which caused a lot of damage to their farm. Jason and Danielle have been dating for over a year, but they just engaged in their private lives. The couple doesn't say that they aren't going to have kids soon. Jared Crocker is Jason Crocker's brother. He is also a Crocker and sometimes posts on their YouTube channel. Jared also has a YouTube channel called South Texas Roots. The Crockers show that being honest, not letting up, and working hard can pay off in the long run. They show that life has a lot of problems, but where we end up depends on how determined we are. They do this by telling stories about how they got through hard times. We'd love to hear what you think about the story of Jason and Danielle Crocker. We're glad you could make it, and we can't wait for the next time we get together.